I'm like, I know this is supposed to happen, my sister. And I'm like, when I got this flat, I'm like, these are the challenges of life we have to work through. And you know that. Wow. It doesn't sound, it sounds far away. What does my sound like? Oops, I turned the camera around. Okay, we better. Now, I know we might have to reschedule, but I just wanted to tell you, we troopers, you know what I mean? We work through what we got to work through.
Hey guys, can you hear me better now? Is that better? Can you hear me okay? Hello? Hello? Still nothing?
I can hear you good.
You can hear me fine?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all all
right
clear now? Okay, good.
Yes.
We're all clear now. We are all clear. Thank you. Again, thank you. Oh my gosh, for coming on. After having a flat, my husband is moving the camera a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. But we have, can you just go tell them a little bit about who you are? I want you to introduce yourself. And I'm not going to keep you on long because I know you have had an eventful evening.
Listen.
But since you're here, we just going to talk a little bit.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Eliza, please tell everybody who you are and welcome to the Pretty Moody platform.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm going to take my seatbelt off because let me tell you this is what I've learned about life before we go any further, is that my challenge tonight was when I got the flat, I called roadside service immediately because my husband's out of town. And he's like, out of all the times I'm out of town. But I get a guy and he's intoxicated who come to fix the tire. So now I'm like, how do I serve him with not having an attitude? Because I got an attitude, right?
That's right.
How do I not take it out on him because he's not mentally prepared? Because this is what we're dealing with in this time.
That's right. And that's just facts right there.
Yes. So I got on YouTube and I began to find out because, in the Mercedes, we have these compressed tires that are donuts. And so he didn't even know to blow it up. And I don't have a clue. I ain't never had a flat in years. So I'm like, I don't know. So I get on YouTube and we work it out. And he's so patient. So now I feel like my time is being redeemed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because he wants to learn. You know what I mean? And so God knows how to deal with us. You know what I mean? When we feel like it's so out of sorts. But
All the
this is the thing. I
time.
spent extra time in meditation this morning. And every time I need more meditation, there is something that shows up in my day that requires me to stretch.
Wow.
Even
That's good right there.
sometimes we don't want to, but I'm willing to because I don't like to be upset. And I don't like to stay upset. And I don't like to be tripping about stuff I can't fix. But what I can fix, I'm in it. But what I can't, I got to take a few deep breaths, recalibrate myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Eliza Carter from the sidebar. And
Welcome.
Sherelle, thank you for having me on because I see the amazing work you're doing with
Thank
women
you.
concerning menopause. You are welcome. And we know where women are suffering, we don't have enough education. And on my side, I have been a counselor over 30 years. I'm not doing a lot of counseling right now. I'm doing more of coaching and encouraging people to get to a space where you're using self-therapeutic tools. I am an emotional freedom practitioner, but I specialize in breath work and transferring over to the therapeutic side because when you use breath work just to get out of the moment, you've not tapped into the beauty of breath work. But when you use it as a daily practice, now you learn how to show up on the calm side and not the reactive side. So it becomes part of your daily activity. So I say to everybody, take a breath course. It will change your life forever when you learn the benefits. I teach 3 different styles. I teach mouth breath because that gets rid of the anger and anxiety in the body. I teach nose breath because it works on a higher level of calibrating you because it becomes a second nature when you learn how to master it. And then I teach something that nobody else is really teaching, and that is sound breath. And you really won't find it because I had a doctor that showed me how to do it, and I began to morph from there.
Wow.
And that has changed me completely because sounds are vibrational, you know? When you sing, you got some music, you in your groove, but we don't know how to take that into our breath and really benefit from it, even sexually. That's how deep the breath is. Okay. When God put the breath together, he said he put spirit and he put life in it. He put everything beyond what we have known because see, different ethnic groups have been doing it for years, thousands of years, but it was hidden from us. And we're people that need it the most because of what do we deal with? The trauma that's still in our DNA. And the fact that we don't know how to get it out. That's where I do another modality called tapping, EFT, emotional freedom techniques. And you tap on different meridians throughout the body, and it releases the pressure and the tension. Wow. Man, if you do it to your partner, you'd be like, woo, I think we done tapped in some heaven. So we're not having enough fun in life, though. We're allowing stress to be the mindset when it was never designed to be that. It's supposed to be you get into it and you know how to shift, you know how to maneuver, you know how to get out of that space and get into the place you really want to be. And that's your happy mode. You know what I mean? Of course, we can't be happy about everything.
That's
because
right.
We've got, real life situations happening. But you don't have to stay in fear. You don't have to stay traumatically feeling like you're stuck. You know what I mean? You don't have to stay in the struggle of it. When you understand that there are tools and places you've not learned, you've not tapped in, because you didn't know they existed. So
I had no clue. And I have one question. My first question is the breathing experience. That's the name of your business. Why did you choose the breathing experience?
Because there was an experience I was having with the breath. And I didn't see anybody else talking about other than the work side of it. And I realize a lot of people don't get into it because it's the work side. But when you get into the ease side and you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning, because you know what breath actually works with you that day because you've been doing them all. So it's like your spirit knows which one to pick. So you're now creating these experiences throughout the day where you're de-stressing, decompressing or you're simply enjoying the moment because it feels good to feel good.
Yes, it
And
does.
you don't want to keep going down a rabbit hole, because when we go down a rabbit hole, it takes a while to get up out of that rabbit hole. You be pulling teeth trying to get out that rabbit hole, And so
Almost
if you
slid in a
get out
couple
the
today
rabbit hole,
myself. Almost slid in a couple today. So I understand. And it was work trying not to slide all the way down,
yes.
So yes, I get it. Now, this is so amazing. And I had never heard of this at all until I met you at the first Pretty Moody pop-up.
Yes.
And I mean, I was so intrigued. And I read up, looked you up, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is just, it's amazing. In menopause, we all know we don't always feel good, and we go through different things, anxiety being one of them. How can we use breath work to help us with some of those menopausal symptoms and feelings and emotions?
First of all, you've got to embrace the fact that you got to do the pre-work. And the pre-work is doing the breath patterns and creating your own rhythm. This is so beautiful about the breath work. Now, I can give you the framework, but once you get the framework, then you find out how to work it for yourself. And that's what's so beautiful about the breath, because you can feel yourself disconnecting from the outside forces and going in where the inner calmness is, where the peace, the self-harmony, and when we use that on a daily basis and you're having a hot flash, you know exactly what breath is going to get you out of the hot flash. You know what
Oh
I
my
mean?
gosh.
You know exactly how to make the mental shifts, because you may feel like, you know what, I'm having just a moment where I'm feeling mentally overloaded, or I simply can't think straight because I got this
Yes.
foggy going on in the
Brain
brain. You know
fog.
what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Which is very, 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 very real. Yes.
Yes.
So
I still have it.
then listen, I mean every day, like
Wow.
right before this, like right before
Mm-hmm.
I got on.
Yeah. And
But
had you done a rhythm, you would have opened up new files in your mind and got rid of some of the old represses, some of the old energy. It literally takes the toxins out of the blood. It takes the toxins out of the cells. It goes all the way on the cellular level beyond no other modality.
wow.
That's what I love about breath flow. You know what I mean? When you get into the flow, oh my gosh.
So is it easy to teach someone the techniques? Like how is that administered?
It's not at first. Let me tell you why. Because most of us breathe backwards. Instead of, like, let's say somebody do the first part of a breath where you're breathing in. Most people are sucking in. So if you're sucking in while you're trying to breathe in, so where's the air going? It's not coming in.
What does that look like?
It literally looks like okay, I'll use a balloon as an example.
Okay.
If you're blowing into a balloon and you're sucking in, the balloon's going like this.
Okay.
But if you're blowing and you're pushing it, that's the way your diaphragm should be moving. Because remember, the diaphragm is a muscle. Our lungs are shaped just like a pyramid. And most of us do shallow breathing, so we don't get past the top part of
Right.
the breath. You know what I mean? So if you're getting down to the bottom, right above the belly button, that's where the biggest part of your lungs is. That's where all the acidosis and the carbon dioxide is sitting. That's where the sickness and disease formulates to go to all the different cells. So that's why our lungs are so powerful. And that's why we need to learn how to use the diaphragm so that we can be able to process through building the muscle so that you can begin to expand it. And the more air you get in, the more you can release the tension and the toxins and the frustration, and you can actually raise your dopamine, your serotonin, that
Mm-hmm.
happy hormone. And when you feel happy, you feel like you can accomplish anything.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
clarity, you got willingness, you know what I mean?
All,
There's
all
so
of
much
that.
that happens in the
That's
moment when you
right.
feel supported because you've done the inner work that now brings out the results that you like,
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So typically, how long does it take someone like me who's never done it, to get the swing of it, to be able to do it on my own?
Well, I have condensed it down because I understand some things. It took me 5 years to master breath work. because I was learning it to get off a high blood pressure medication. So I had a mission
Okay.
of why I wanted to do. And because I've been able to maintain it now for almost 10 years.
That's awesome.
So I can't
Congratulations.
really tell you how long it would take. What I would have to say is once you get into a session, you know what your flow is and how you concentrate and focus to be able to move the diaphragm so that you can begin to exercise it properly so that you can get into the rhythm and the flow.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And does it take, see, brain fog, because I had the question while you was talking, but
It'll come back. It'll come back.
it's definitely want to come back. So for someone to, okay, so if they're starting with you and they're taking the time or whatever, how long before they start seeing results from the breath work?
Immediately.
What?
See, this is the thing about breath
So
work.
we're missing out. We're missing out, ladies. We are missing out. Immediately.
Yes. Yeah, immediately. Because this is the thing. I teach you in a way where you shut everything of the outside forces off. And you begin to experience that innerness, is what I call it. That's where the serenity is. Mm-hmm. That's where the peace core of you is. You know what I mean? And when you begin to tap into that immediately, you're like, wow, I just created my own experience. Back to why it's the breathing experience. I can create these experiences as many times as I desire to. And it's never too much because we've been carrying weights. Think about it. Every day we take on something we don't release.
That's right.
Because we simply don't have the tools and the techniques to do so. Or we're not cognizant that we're taking on too much. And when we finally get it, we're like, well, it's time to go to bed. But you carry all that pressure right into sleep. You know what I mean? And you wake up every day feeling differently. There's some days you on your high. Like, I wish the day when I'm feeling low, I knew how to get back to that high. Breath work can take you back to the high.
Wow.
The EFT, the emotional freedom techniques, can take you back to the high. And this is the thing, when you begin to learn them both, then you begin to use them synonymously. So you know how to create, once again, your own personalized flow.
Yes, yes. That is amazing. I am so looking forward to this. How can people book with you? Like, how do you handle?
I really am very careful who I take to do individual coaching, but I do have a course that's available called The Art of Breathology, and it's the soul care system. That is on my website.
Okay.
That course is available right now, and is a 6-week course. Okay. And it's a lifetime subscription to it because I don't think it makes sense to invest in giving people time frames to learn something that takes a while to master and they can begin to enjoy it. But also what I've recently created by demand is a meditation book, which I added the breath work in with it because meditation and breath work goes together, you know. And so I'm teaching you how to create a different level of routine for yourself that literally takes 10 minutes. And I say to women, if you have 10 minutes for yourself, then you don't really want to get out of where you've been. You know what I mean? So if you can't get 10 minutes throughout the day a couple of times,
that's right.
Disconnect once again from the outside forces and go within where the peace and the harmony of God is, and then you can show up. Think about this. You're getting ready to get a client and you know there's some agitations that have happened between you guys, but you know you're a loving person, so you want to pour the love on, but they hit a trigger. It could be not just a client, it could be a family member. They hit a trigger. If you know you got to come in contact with them, wouldn't the wisest thing be to do is to prepare for the meeting? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
That you are so right. Everything that we are doing should be about preparation for a better us. Like that's just where I'm at. Like every single thing that I want to do and be connected with is so that I'm preparing myself for a better me, you know, tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, the following day, and so forth and so on. So what is your website?
It's thebreathingexperience.com.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask our guest that's on, first, if you can drop in the comments where you're from, see if we have some people that are out of our area on. Thank you all for being here tonight. And if you have any questions that you want to ask, please drop them in the comments so we can take care of those questions too. We would
Absolutely.
love to hear from you. Oh my goodness.
I see
Thank
Leslie
you again. Let me see.
need that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for coming on. And someone said, Chandra said fire breaths when you were talking about like how we're like breathing. She said fire breaths.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
yes, this is just so good. We have Georgia. Welcome. What part of
Right.
Georgia? Yes, welcome, welcome. Florida. Hey, sis. How you doing? Yes. Hey, Les. Hey, Delaware. Hey, Tahira. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. You are you guys enjoying this? Do you have any questions? Hey, we got Leslie on, another Leslie. Grenada, that's Carly in the
Woo.
house. That's right, Wilmington, Delaware. We got West Indies.
Wow.
Yes, Atlanta in the house. Welcome. This is so
It
awesome.
is.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Hey, pretties to everybody. I mean, but isn't that like the goal for us to find these tools so that we can have a great quality of life?
Yes.
Like, just regular life is enough to be dealing with every day, especially now. Everything is just like magnified to a whole nother level. And then for us, when you're throwing in menopause on top of that, it's
Mhm.
like we really have to, find these things to put in our toolbox so that, when the time arises, we can take them out and use them to become even more powerful.
Yes.
I need to get this breathing thing down.
Well, let me tell you, you know what I do throughout the summer? Your friends or some people who are close to you, we can book a full session. And then I'll give you videos to go with it, because my whole thing is that one session doesn't get it, but it gives you the framework once again that you can begin to use
That's
because you've
right.
had hands on,
That's right.
and then I'm telling you, you're gonna want it. It's gonna drive you because the spirit of love is in it.
This
You
is
know what I mean?
this
And
is good.
it it literally shifts you instantly. And that's what people
Wow.
don't really understand. When we can shift instantly, I say to the kids, I've had a contract with the City of Philadelphia court system. I used to do sessions I did a complete year session with the human traffic population.
Oh
And
wow.
it changed their lives because they had PTSD,
Wow. That's
and I
substantial.
prepared them to go to court, and I prepared them to handle their nightmares
All through breath work.
all through breath and meditation. I
Wow.
wasn't even doing EFT then. It was breath and meditation. And when the pandemic came in, it shut everything down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the women got scattered. But I've had other relationships now with different organizations. But yeah, I would have loved to go on back to that one. But I made the impact while I did.
Yes.
But the other beautiful side now I have a women's group, because I realize this. We as women, we need one another.
Yes,
We
we
have
do.
conversations with ourselves that we don't need to have with our
That's
husbands. Because
right.
it's woman
That's right.
talk. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
we need our own, what I always say, we need our own personal support
We
system.
do.
Because a lot of us have our professional support system, but we need our personal support system, because that allows you to thrive higher and
That's
higher, and to show up in your
right.
higher being, that part of you that you
That,
like, that you
that's it.
love, that you
That's
know
it.
how to nurture, because it's so vitally important to you on a daily basis to
That's
show
right.
up, not complain and falling apart, even though we all get to that state sometimes. But we can't
That's
stay there, because it doesn't
right. That's the point.
provide.
We cannot stay there at all.
Not stay there.
We
Yep.
got to move.
Yep.
And this is a movement. And this is why we're doing
Yes.
this. So we want to
Yes.
keep on, we want to keep on moving and linking arms and doing this together. I mean,
Yes.
I'm all for having a pretty moody breathing experience. We need to get some of these pretties together, and we can make like a little private group happen. That would be like really dope. I would love that.
Awesome. Awesome. Last year I
Yes.
did so many retreats. I'm just getting back into them now. But last year people were so willing to get out. I was traveling. I said, yo, I can't travel that much stuff. But you know what I mean? But because I still got to take care of my man. You know what I mean? I still got to be home.
That part. That whole part right there.
Yes.
Look, Or he gonna have to pack it up and come on
And
too.
sometimes he does, but sometimes he's like, "Baby,
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay home."
yeah, yeah. I feel all of that. I feel all of that. Yes, this was
Awesome.
so amazing. Again, I want to say thank you. I'm grateful for you coming on, and persevering through the craziness of
Welcome.
your evening. I'm
Yes.
glad you were safe.
Thank,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
that the women got to experience, this tonight, because it was just amazing. And it's funny because when we were talking, when we did our prelim call, I was telling you, like, I don't want to know, because I want to, get the information for the first time myself.
Yes.
And I love that, because it's just when you going through this on this journey, and we're learning things, it's
Yes.
like I'm always eager to learn, and when I get a nugget, oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow. I'm the
So
same
this has
way.
definitely been a nugget. So, and I had to share it. And I don't see any questions up here, so we might go ahead and let you go soon. Let me go through one more time.
Well, it looks
Let's
like these sisters want to stay
see.
connected with us,
Yes, yes, yes. We definitely have to stay connected. And I would say, actually, if y'all want to send an email to Pretty Moody Assistant at gmail.com if you want to attend a personalized breathing experience. Send the email to Pretty Moody Assistant at gmail.com, and we're all want to stay connected, and we want to make this happen. Did you
Yes.
have anything that you would love to leave these beautiful ladies with before you leave?
Yes, I want to create a little experience for you, because it doesn't make sense to talk about it and you don't get to test a little bit of it. You know what
I
I mean?
was hoping you said that.
Listen, I always aim to please my sisters,
Let,
because I
let me
don't
get
know. We
ready.
don't know what everybody's going through, who's listening to us, who's taking their precious time to come and hear us tonight. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's
And so
right.
I want to be, the blessing that I know that I have been picked out and chosen to be, just like the same for yourself.
Yes. Thank
So ladies, I want
you.
you to close your eyes for a moment. And I don't care if you think about the last orgasm you had, because I'm just straight raw. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Or you're thinking about that last time you had an intentional good moment that felt so good that you wanted to relive it. And I want you to tilt your head back and just let your shoulders drop. And rest in that moment for just a second. Because peace belongs to you. And when you are calm, it is a weapon of strength and self-harmony. It is the kind of nurturing that you deserve to have all throughout the day. Especially when chaos shows up, you can make that shift and say, you know what? I choose to hold on to my peace,
mm,
because peace
mm.
allows me to think through the moment. It allows me to get clarity on how I want to respond. So now I want you to think about this. Close your eyes again, and I want you to take a deep breath slowly in through the nose and release to your mouth by putting it like a O and going. Do it again. Breathe in. Hold it for a second and release. Breathe in. Hold it for a second and release. Now this time I want you to get on your mind what frustration happened today. I want you to feel like you're going to release it in the exhale. You're going to I'm saying, I'm going to, and I want you to do it a little bit harder. I want this exhale to be like, quick. Okay. So breathe in, hold for a second and let it go. And
Ooh,
relax.
I'm going to bed.
She said she going to bed.
That's that's the fuck it right there. That's the post. Good night.
Listen, I teach you how to talk to yourself in a way that allows you to release what you never wanted in the first place. Because now
Wow.
you realize you have choices all throughout the day, and you take those choices to keep yourself in a higher way of flowing and being and thinking and feeling and enjoying. And I can go on and on and on.
This was so good. I'm so
Thank you.
grateful for you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you so much for showing the hell up.
Listen,
Thank
I was
you.
like, I got 5 minutes. God, get out of here. I got 5 minutes. I cannot disappoint. I hate the disappointments. I hate
Oh my
disappointments.
gosh. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you. I
welcome.
really appreciate you. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Please get home safe. Send
I
me a
will.
message and let me know
I
that
will
you
do
made it
that.
in safe.
Yes, I
Thank
will. And I thank you for your
you.
support too,
Oh,
because you were very supportive
sure.
in this, and I am so grateful to you too, as much as I'm telling you, I really am. I thank you, thank you, thank you
You're
as well.
welcome. You're welcome. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for coming on tonight. I hope that you are leaving here way more